You're addicted to motivation videos. You watch them every morning, feel energized for 30 minutes, then collapse back into the same patterns. You're not building discipline, you're building dependency. Here's the brutal truth you're avoiding. Motivation is a drug, and you're a junkie. Every inspiring video, every pump-up playlist, every motivational quote on your wall, they're all hits. Temporary highs that fade the moment reality demands actual work. You've confused the feeling of wanting to change with the act of changing. They're not the same. One is entertainment, the other is warfare. Machiavelli never wrote about motivation. He wrote about necessity, about strategic action divorced from emotional states. Because he understood something you're just discovering. Feelings are weather, they come and go. Discipline is architecture, it stands regardless of storms. Right now, you're at the mercy of your emotional climate. When you feel good, you work. When you don't, you collapse. This makes you weak, predictable, easily defeated by your own biology. You think discipline means being motivated all the time. That's why you don't have it. Discipline is doing what needs doing when every cell in your body screams no. It's mechanical, cold, unemotional. Motivation is the enemy of discipline. The more you chase feeling ready, the less you become capable. Real discipline is built through systems that bypass emotion entirely. Here's what you're about to learn. 6 principles that separate professionals from amateurs. How to build automaticity so your brain isn't even consulted. Why motivation seeking is a defense mechanism against actual work. How to weaponize discomfort instead of avoiding it. The identity shift that makes discipline inevitable. And the dark truth about why you keep failing. You're getting a payoff from staying weak. Stay until the end, because the final principle reveals the psychological trap keeping you dependent on motivation forever. Let's dismantle your excuses. Every time you watch a motivation video, your brain releases dopamine. You feel good. You feel ready. You feel like you've already accomplished something. And that's the trap. Your brain can't distinguish between preparing to act and actually acting. So it rewards you for the preparation. Then the drive evaporates. You've created a loop. Feeling unmotivated triggers seeking motivation. Consuming motivation creates temporary dopamine. Dopamine fades. Feeling unmotivated returns. You're a hamster on a wheel you built yourself. Machiavelli wrote, "The promise of a benefit may be attractive, but the reality of carrying it out may be difficult." You're addicted to the promise, the attractive feeling. You avoid the difficult reality. Here's what's actually happening. You're using motivation content as sophisticated procrastination. It feels productive, it looks like progress, but it's avoidance wrapped in self-improvement language. Stop consuming motivation content entirely. Cold turkey. Delete the YouTube playlists. Unfollow the Instagram accounts. Remove every source of external emotional stimulation. This will feel like withdrawal. Good. That's proof you were dependent. Notice when you reach for motivation. What are you avoiding? What task feels too hard? That's the real work. Go do it immediately. No warm-up, no psyching yourself up, just execute. Replace motivation seeking with protocol following. Write down the 3 most important tasks for tomorrow. When you wake up, execute them in order. 0 deliberation, 0 emotional assessment, just mechanical completion. Track your motivation-seeking behavior for 3 days. Every time you search for motivation content, write down what you were supposed to be doing instead. You'll see the pattern. Motivation-seeking is fear in disguise. Lions don't watch motivation videos before hunting. They hunt because that's what lions do. The identity executes the behavior, not the feeling. Ask yourself this question. How many hours have you spent consuming motivation versus actually executing? That ratio is your problem. You've identified the trap. Now let's build what actually works. Discipline isn't a character trait. It's a series of automated responses. You don't think about brushing your teeth. You don't get motivated to buckle your seatbelt. These behaviors are triggered automatically by context. You're going to weaponize this mechanism. Your brain is a pattern-matching machine. Give it clear triggers, pair them with specific actions, repeat until automaticity forms. Now discipline operates without your conscious involvement. You've bypassed the motivation requirement entirely. Machiavelli understood, one must be a fox to recognize traps. The trap is believing you need to feel ready. The fox recognizes the trap and builds a path around it. Identify your 3 highest value behaviors: exercise, deep work, skill practice. Whatever moves your life forward, these are your targets. Create unambiguous triggers for each behavior, not vague triggers like morning or when I feel like it. Specific triggers: when alarm goes off, feet touch floor. When I pour coffee, I open laptop. When I sit at desk, I start timer. Chain behaviors to existing habits. You already have automated routines. Hijack them. After you shower, you do 10 push-ups. After you eat lunch, you read for 15 minutes. After you brush your teeth at night, you prep tomorrow's clothes. Stack new behaviors onto bulletproof existing ones. Remove all decision points. Your workout clothes are already laid out. Your work document is already open. Your practice equipment is already visible. When the trigger fires, the path of least resistance is execution. You've engineered inevitability. Execute for 40 days without exception, not when you feel like it, not if circumstances allow. 40 consecutive days. This is how long it takes to build automaticity. Miss one day, restart the count. Zero mercy. Wolves don't decide whether to hunt when prey appears. The stimulus triggers the response. Automatic. You're building the same neural circuitry. Count to 3 right now. Notice how you didn't need motivation to count? That's what we're building for everything that matters. You've got systems, but there's a deeper enemy hiding in your psychology. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You're getting something from staying undisciplined, some benefit, some payoff, and until you identify it, you'll keep sabotaging yourself. Your lack of discipline protects you from something, maybe from failure. If you never really try, you never really fail. Maybe from responsibility. If you stay weak, no one expects much. Maybe from visibility. If you stay small, you stay safe. This is a covert contract with yourself. I'll stay undisciplined, and in exchange, I get to avoid whatever you're actually afraid of. Your unconscious is honoring this contract religiously. Machiavelli observed, men are driven by 2 chief motives, fear and love. Right now, your fear is winning. Fear of what discipline would expose, fear of who you'd have to become, fear of the responsibility that comes with capability. Ask the surgical question, what do I get from staying this way? Sit with it. Write the answer. Be honest. I get to avoid people's expectations. I get to stay comfortable. I get to keep my excuses. I get sympathy from others. Whatever it is, name it. Identify the fear beneath the payoff. You're avoiding expectations because you're afraid of disappointing people. You're staying comfortable because you're afraid of pain. You're keeping excuses because you're afraid of responsibility. The payoff is always protecting you from a fear. Make the fear explicit and irrational. Write it out. I'm afraid that if I become disciplined, I'll succeed, and then people will expect more, and then I might fail, and then I'll be exposed as a fraud. When you see it written, you see how absurd the logic chain is. Choose a new contract. I will become disciplined, and I will handle whatever consequences come. Sign it, literally. Write it and sign your name. You're terminating the old contract and entering a new one. Surgeons don't preserve infections to avoid pain, they cut them out. Your covert payoff is an infection. Stop protecting it. Here's the dark test. Imagine yourself disciplined, successful, visible. What feeling comes up? That feeling is the cost you've been avoiding. Pay it anyway. You've eliminated the hidden sabotage. Now we weaponize what you've been running from. You avoid discipline because discipline is uncomfortable. Cold showers, hard workouts, deep work, difficult conversations, all uncomfortable. So you wait for motivation to make them feel better. They never will. Different strategy. Make discomfort your drug of choice. Your nervous system is trainable. Right now it's trained to avoid discomfort. You're going to retrain it to seek discomfort as proof of growth. This is inoculation. Small doses of controlled discomfort until your system recognizes it as beneficial. Machiavelli wrote, "He who has not first laid his foundations may be able with great ability to lay them afterwards, but they will be laid with trouble to the architect and danger to the building." You're building foundations. It's supposed to hurt. Daily discomfort protocol. Every single day, do one thing that's uncomfortable but safe. Cold shower for 2 minutes. Hold a plank until failure. Call someone you've been avoiding. Make the ask you're afraid of. Small doses. Daily frequency. Reframe the sensation. When discomfort hits, say out loud, "This is growth." Not as affirmation, as data. Your nervous system is plastic. You're literally rewiring the association between discomfort and meaning. Quantify your discomfort exposure. Track it. Today, I experienced 15 minutes of deliberate discomfort. Gamify it. Try to beat yesterday's number. You're conditioning yourself to seek the thing you used to avoid. Use discomfort as a metric. If your day was comfortable, you didn't grow. If your day was uncomfortable, you did. This becomes your new scoreboard. Not, did I feel good, but did I grow? Remove all comfort-seeking behaviors for 30 days. No scrolling for dopamine, no snacking for comfort, no entertainment to numb. When discomfort arises, you sit with it. You breathe through it. You let it teach you. Lion cubs play fight to learn combat. The discomfort of practice prepares them for the violence of survival. Your discomfort practice prepares you for the violence of high performance. You're comfortable with discomfort now, but there's an identity shift that makes all of this inevitable. Every action you take is a vote for the kind of person you're becoming. Right now, you're voting for someone who needs motivation, someone who waits to feel ready, someone who operates at the mercy of emotions. These votes are building an identity, the wrong one. You need to hijack the voting system. Start casting votes for a different identity, not the person you want to be someday, the person you're claiming to be right now. Machiavelli understood, men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand. People, including yourself, judge based on appearance, not reality. So you're going to manufacture the appearance of discipline until the reality catches up. Declare your identity before you've earned it. I am disciplined. Not, I want to be, or I'm trying to be. Present tense, declarative. This creates cognitive dissonance. Your brain hates the gap between statement and reality. It will close that gap through action. Behave as if the identity is already true. Ask, what would a disciplined person do right now? Then do that thing. You're not trying to become disciplined. You're acting from the assumption that you already are. Collect evidence relentlessly. Every time you act consistently with the new identity, mark it. Physical calendar, check mark. You're building a visual case that proves the identity is real. Your brain believes what it sees repeatedly. Reject all statements that contradict the new identity. Someone says, "You're not a morning person?" Correct them. "I wake at 5 a.m. daily." They're working from old data. You're operating from new reality. Eliminate identity-negating language from your vocabulary. Never say, "I'm not disciplined," or "I'm lazy," or "I lack willpower." Those are spells. You're casting them on yourself. Cut them out surgically. Foxes don't wonder if they're foxes. They operate from the assumption of foxness. Your discipline must operate from the same unquestioned assumption. Ask yourself, who would I be if discipline was my default state? Now act from that identity for the next 24 hours. See what happens. You've got the identity. Now the final principle, the one that makes relapse impossible. Here's why you keep failing. There's no real cost to failure. You tell yourself you'll work out. You don't. Nothing happens. So your brain learns. Commitments are optional. Discipline is negotiable. This is why you're stuck. You need external enforcement, real consequences that your brain respects, not someday consequences, immediate consequences that make failure more painful than execution. Machiavelli wrote, "Where the willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great." But willingness requires enforcement. Without teeth, commitments are fantasies. Financial stakes. Use commitment contracts, stick or be-minder or simple accountability bets. If I don't complete my workout by 8 a.m., I donate $100 to a cause I hate. Real money. Money that hurts. Your brain recalculates immediately. Social stakes. Public declarations with evidence requirements. Post your commitment on social media. I'm working out daily for 30 days. I'll post proof daily. If I miss a day, I start over and announce it. Public failure is painful. Your brain will work to avoid it. Accountability partners with authority to enforce, not friends who let you slide. Coaches, trainers, mentors, people who will call you out without mercy. Give them permission to be ruthless. Burn the boats. Remove the escape routes. Delete the games from your phone. Cancel the streaming subscriptions. Remove every easy comfort option. Make discipline easier than distraction. Build progressive intensity. Start with 7-day challenges, then 14, then 30. Each successful completion builds evidence that you're the kind of person who finishes things. Each failure gets harder to stomach because you have more to lose. Wolf packs survive because they enforce pack discipline. Weak wolves get expelled. Your system needs the same ruthless enforcement. No mercy for your weak self. Count to 3. In that pause, imagine what your life looks like with zero tolerance for undisciplined behavior. That version exists. You're choosing whether to build it. Let's consolidate everything you've learned. Here's what you now understand. Motivation is a trap, a dopamine cycle that keeps you dependent on external stimulation. You stop chasing it. You built trigger action systems that operate automatically, regardless of how you feel. You identified and eliminated the covert payoff, the hidden benefit keeping you weak. You weaponized discomfort, training your nervous system to seek growth instead of comfort. You installed a new identity and started voting for it through action. And you built consequence architecture that makes failure painful and discipline inevitable. This isn't a mindset shift. This is a complete operating system replacement. You're not the person who needs motivation anymore. You're the person who executes regardless. Machiavelli's genius was recognizing that power comes from systems, not feelings. Princes who relied on inspiration lost their kingdoms. Princes who built robust systems endured. You're building your kingdom now, not through motivation, through architecture. Here's what happens if you ignore this. 6 months from now, you're still scrolling through motivation content, still feeling inspired, still not executing, still disappointed in yourself, still wondering why you can't seem to change. And the gap between who you are and who you could be grows wider every day. But here's what happens if you implement this immediately. Tomorrow, you wake up and execute without negotiation. Day 2, same thing. By day 40, it's automatic. By day 90, you don't recognize your old self. You've become someone who simply does what needs doing. No drama, no emotion, no motivation required, just cold, mechanical excellence. The choice is immediate, not someday, right now. If this destroyed your excuses, subscribe immediately. This channel is designed for people who want power, not comfort. We don't do motivation here, we do architecture. Drop a comment right now. Write these exact words: execution over emotion. When you write it, you're declaring war on your motivation addiction. You're committing to the mechanical path. And tomorrow morning, when you don't feel like doing the work, remember this: your feelings are irrelevant. The system executes. You're just the operator. Welcome to the brotherhood of people who stopped chasing feelings and started building empires.